Sea turtles are one of the only creatures that have been around since the time of the dinosaurs. They are aquatic animals that attract attention because of the many reasons I will describe today. First, I will explain the basic facts about sea turtles. Second, I will discuss the sea turtles' reproduction stages. And third, I will examine the human interaction with sea turtles. The first points I would like to mention are all the small facts about sea turtles and some background history about them. According to the Defenders of Wildlife, they have been around for the last 110 million years. Their shell is known as a carapace and is designed for swimming through the waters of the ocean. They consume things like jellyfish, seaweed, crab, shrimp, sponges, and even mollusks. The different diets depend on what kind of subspecies the sea turtle is from. Sea turtles are very hard to determine the population for the simple reason being that they don't always come back to the shore. Male and juvenile turtles rarely ever return to shore after they hatch and go out to sea. Their colors can be green, yellow, or black. Sea turtles spend most of their life in the ocean, which means there's not very much information that can be gathered. But what we do know is that you can find them in warm temperate waters throughout the world. During a sea turtle's life, they will travel millions of miles. For example, the female will travel hundreds of miles just to reach the nesting grounds where she wants to hatch her eggs. Which leads me to my next point, the reproduction stages of sea turtles. Sea turtles can reproduce from the age they are 3 until the age they are 50. And unfortunately, little is known about the mating process because most is mostly done in the water. But at times, the males will actually go and fight for the female, and they will do this by seeing who can stick their head up the highest, and then she will choose them. After this, they will court for several weeks before they actually mate, and then afterwards they go their separate ways. And like I said before, the female will travel many miles to lay her clutch of eggs. When she reaches the shore where she thinks appropriate to lay her clutch, she digs out a hole with her back flippers, lays her eggs, and then goes back out to sea. In some cases, the female turtles will lay anywhere from 50 to 200 eggs. According to the SeaTurtle.com, in some species, all the female turtles will lay their eggs at the same time in the same location in a big nest. People say this is quite a sight to watch all the little turtles hatch at once and go towards the sea. The incubation period for the hatching of a baby turtle is 45 to 70 days, or 6 to 10 weeks. It depends on the type of turtle, of course. The gender of the sea turtle depends on what the temperature of the sand is around it. If the temperature is below 85 degrees, it will most likely be male. If the temperature is above 85 degrees, it will most likely be female. Baby turtles are born knowing to head for the ocean, but however, they do face some obstacles, which leads me to my next point, human interaction with sea turtles. There's a major pollution problem that is causing a lot of harm towards the turtles. They're opportunistic feeders, which simply means they will eat anything in sight. Pollution has become a major problem in the United States and is now causing a problem for many of the animals of the sea. Many different things can harm the turtles, which include swallowing fish hooks, getting caught in fishing or biolines, and an interesting fact that I found was it takes 600 years for fishing line to biodegrade. Just think of how much fishing line is actually out there for them to get caught in. In some areas of the world, at least in the U.S. at the Florida Keys, they're setting up recycling bins all over the coastlines to help reduce this problem. The TurtleHospital.org says that if you pick up a piece of fishing line, you will save a life. In its 600-year lifespan, it is bound to get caught on something, whether it's a turtle, shark, dolphin, fish, or coral. Since sea turtles swim by moving their flippers in a circular motion, it is very easy for them to get caught in fishing lines or other trash that might be floating around. And I have some pictures that actually show some of the damages that are caused to the turtles. This is a picture of what was inside of a turtle's stomach. There is rope, a candy container, a ribbon from a balloon, and shells, a marker. In this picture, a fishing hook has actually gotten stuck in a turtle's throat. And in this picture, this is one of those fishing nets that the fishermen set out, and the turtle has gotten really caught in it. It's caused some major damage to its front leg. And that's not the only problem. The next problem is poaching, and by definition is the illegal trade of eggs, meat, and shells. In many parts of the world, sea turtles are harvested for their meat and eggs, which is used for human consumption, and in other parts, it's actually used as like ceremonial purposes. Their shells and skins are used to make jewelry, tourist trinkets, instruments, and wall hangings. And the biggest problem for this is the lack of public awareness and the lack of law enforcement. And monitoring this illegal trade is almost impossible to keep track of. But what people don't know is that turtles are actually very important to humans. Their eggs actually return nutrients back to the sand, which otherwise the sand would erode and we wouldn't have the beaches that all of us like to visit on vacation. And they're also part of the marine and beach and dune ecosystems. We as humans get our food from the marine system and enjoy beach activities in the beach and dune ecosystems. If sea turtles became extinct, we would be impacted tremendously. But in conclusion, I have informed you about some basic facts about sea turtles, their reproduction stages, and examined the human interaction with sea turtles and how it's a major deal. Thank you for listening, and it is my hope that you have learned more facts about these ancient creatures. Thank you.